Welcome to Fright Night for real.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you ever listened to.
Booze, brews, and horror movie reviews, your final bros have survived.
We are here with Brian Hotboy LaGrasta.
Give me my lederhosen, and we are joined by Shane the Sod God Smith.
I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
Joined also by Mike the Cannibal Gypsy.
Here's this thing. I had my favorite outfit on once, and then I ruined that outfit.
We're joined by the Matt.
Yo, you do realize you're nasty. You're so nasty.
I may have spilled Kahlua on my button down before this.
Like, I had this real nice button down, and now it's stained.
It was a taco sore. A dinosaur with a taco on it.
Yeah, it was nice. And
And
Mike,
now it's forever ruined.
yeah,
Oh,
and Mike
man.
is just,
Dancing in its misery.
yeah, like that's actually rude. You know you're rude.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
It's okay. It is ruined forever, though.
What are you gonna do? Break a fucking mug next?
Oh, my God.
Or
Peter.
maybe a lamp or
Peter
a
Vincent.
really expensive light of some sort.
Yeah, you definitely did that. That's crazy.
Oh, you guys ready to get fangy?
Fright Night, the pinnacle film of Retro Reel 2.
Yes.
Fright Night.
The end.
The headliner, some would say.
It is the headliner.
This fucking movie is so 80s, I almost can't stand it.
It really is.
It's so great though.
It couldn't be more 80s if it tried.
Yeah.
But that adds a certain charm.
Okay, so you want to talk charm, right?
Like the show Charmed?
No, I'm completely skipping over the word charm. This has nothing to do with charm.
Oh.
I want
Alyssa
to talk
Milano?
about how
Rose McGowan?
So Tom Atkins, right, was 22 years older than Jamie Lee in the last movie.
Right.
In this movie, Jeff Dandrige, the vampire.
Chris Sarandon.
Yeah, he might be over 100 technically because he's a vampire. He's going after a high school girl at some point in this movie.
It reminds you of potentially his old wife or
Yeah.
an ex-lover.
I don't know if that's a reason to go after a girl in high school though.
Do you think he... Well, he certainly doesn't care. He knows she's a...
High school chick?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so, and I
Yeah.
also just don't think he cares.
Oh, he don't give a shit.
No, he just wants to fang her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wants to give her the fangs.
Give her those.
So Fright Night, the original, was, obviously I'll get into details, but was released in 1985, and they did remake it with Colin Farrell playing the role of... I've seen the movie, but I have no recollection of...
From what I remember, Colin Farrell is Jeff Dandrige.
Is it the same name, though? Is it Jerry...
Jerry Dandrige, not
Dandrige.
Jeff. Yeah, sorry,
The
I
good
don't know why
news
I'm
is
calling
we
him Jeff.
have a producer who's looking that up for
Also,
us.
I believe David Tennant plays Vincent, the guy on TV.
That's awesome. I know Anton Yelchin stars in the film.
Yes, he
Plays the
is
kid,
the
right?
kid.
David Tennant plays Peter Vincent.
Yep.
Anton Yelchin plays Charlie Brewster. And
Yep.
Colin Farrell plays Jared.
Who plays Evil Ed? Is there? I don't even know if there is an Evil Ed in the remake.
It's not listed on.
Yeah, I don't
IMDb.
know.
so they got rid of
They
the,
changed a few things because I remember seeing it, and it's actually good.
No, it is.
seen
I
it
haven't
too?
seen it, but I was going off of the IMDb reviews.
No, it's
and
good.
they're apparently very good.
Yeah.
Apparently Dave Franco's also in this movie.
It is good. It is not the original.
Okay.
But it is good.
Okay.
They
I mean,
changed
they
everything.
got a great cast. Also, David Tennant playing Peter Vincent just seems perfect.
Yeah. Because Peter Vincent is literally the GOAT.
Wait,
Yeah.
who's Colin Farrell again?
He plays Jerry Dandrige, the vampire.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could so see that.
And
Like, he's
Anton
hot.
Yelchin is the main character from Green Room, the movie we reviewed not too long ago. The kids that are there in the rock band in the neo-Nazi
Yes.
camp. Yeah, the one who gets his arm cut at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays the kid in this.
What a cast.
That's what I'm saying. It's a great
Like,
cast.
Colin as a sexy vampire.
Yeah. I know you're sleeping with him.
I'd budge, yeah.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I would say that, like, this movie, though, absolutely love Chris Sarandon as Jerry Dandrige.
He's amazing.
And I absolutely love the guy who plays Peter Vincent.
Also incredible.
Yeah, like, there were the standouts for me in this movie. They were just so good.
Roddy McDowall.
Yeah, the main character, played by William Ragsdale. Is he in it? I haven't heard that name. I don't want to sound stupid. I literally have no idea if he was in anything else other than the sequel. Because apparently there was a sequel to
There
this.
is a sequel.
I never saw that.
He was. I mean, he's uncredited, but he's in Knock at the Cabin. A lot of TV. He lot more TV than movies.
Got it. I do know that the main actress in this film, Amanda Beers, is like one of the stars from Married with Children. Like,
Really?
yeah, like
Oh my god.
he plays the neighbor. It's like the neighbor's wife.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can't believe I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, what are you doing,
I used to
dude?
love that show.
You
The
should
show
be
is
picking up
that
on these
show.
things.
That show is low key like incredible. I feel like it doesn't get enough credit.
It's fantastic.
It's so funny.
Christina Applegate
Yeah.
used to be a huge crush of mine.
Was she the
Dave
daughter?
Faustino?
Ed O'Neill, classic.
He is he's in another
He hated his wife.
horror movie from the
Katie Seagal.
70s. He's in another horror movie from the 70s, Screams of a Winter Night.
Never heard of it. But I know.
Who's in Screams of Winter Night?
I know if we're like, hey, let's all pick a movie. Michael Pickett.
Yep. And then we should put that one in our
Don't threaten me
buttholes.
with a good time.
Have a lot of no faces on IMDb.
There you
I'm
go.
assuming not too many good people. But
Shane, some are calling you the sod god. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I know how to lay down good sod.
It's sap.
No, it's sod. No, like you sod the ground. Like that's how plants are born. You
Okay.
sod them.
Okay.
Everyone knows this. God.
So
I'm sitting next to a Neanderthal.
one thing I can just if you have known our podcast, last year we did Retro Reel in April, and we did Lost Boys to conclude Retro Reel. We are now concluding it with another vampire movie. What is the deal with Retro Reel finishing on vampire films? And we will do it for the next Retro Reel. And
I mean,
my thought process is I don't know of another
80s
really
vampire
strong
movie.
80s vampire movie.
I feel like we're running out. Did Vampire's Kiss come out in the 80s?
We already reviewed that.
We did. Shit. Because during
And
Nick
no,
Cage months.
it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think it's the early
We
90s.
did
I
do
could be wrong.
Vampire's Kiss. Oh, shoo. The thing is, like, we're hitting all the big hitter vampire movies.
There's no more. We're done for the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, there's a vampire movie. Like, we still have a lot of them to do.
Later on.
Well, Vampires. When was that made? Vampires. The John Carpenter flick.
90s. I'm almost
Yeah, I
positive
think
it's
it's.
a
I
90s
literally think it
movie.
might be 90.
I'm going to check right now. Actually, no, Matt, just look it up. It's with Bon Jovi,
Oh.
right?
Really?
Isn't he in that one? Or am I thinking of a different one?
Isn't it starring?
Oh, James Woods.
James Woods. Yeah.
There's one with Bon Jovi, though, right? A
That's
vampire
a
movie?
1998 film.
I know what you're saying. I don't know what the movie is, unless you mean starring the film.
He's just.
Because
in
it sounds
the film.
it sounds familiar. Matt, type in John Bon Jovi
It's
vampire.
Vampires Los Muertos. It's actually the sequel.
There's a sequel to it.
John Carpenter didn't do it, but that's the one with Bon Jovi.
Wow, that sounds like sequel September movie for sure.
Yeah.
Wonder, like, have you seen? Is he good in it?
Oh, wait. Did John Carpenter direct this?
No
No,
chance.
Tommy Lee Wallace directed it. Okay.
Thank God, right?
Oh, but yeah, Vampires was 98. So, okay. Like Matt said. We can't-
98.
Yeah.
Oh, we're way off. Okay, cool. But yeah, probably not. So we probably won't conclude next year's
I don't
retro
think
reel
we
if we
can.
do it next year. We may not, but if we do, it's probably not going to be vampire movies. We did them all the good ones. All the ones that feel like the 80s. I feel like Lost Boys is also very 80s. And this movie is also, like Mike said, it really feels very 80s. The soundtrack,
It's fucking insane.
the fashion, the hair, Peter Vincent, Chris Sarandon, later Jack Skellington.
Peter Vincent kind of remind me of Gremlins 2. The vampire guy that's on the TV. And he's stuck in the studio with the gremlins, and he has to fight. He
Yeah.
helps fight them off.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. But
I know Chris Sarandon, after he does a lot of voice work. That I know for sure.
is he related to Susan Sarandon?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Matt, look that up.
Like I said, I do know he does like obviously all the voice work for Jack Skellington and like the Kingdom Hearts, and but he does like other voice work too. I don't think he's like a
Told him like
on
that.
screen guy too much.
did.
What's the other the Sarandon? The
It's
guy in
Chris
the-
Sarandon
Chris Sarandon.
and Susan Sarandon.
And
Are they
then-
related?
And then there's also when I first watched this, because we watched this on like list 2, I think.
Yes.
There's They were.
I like this movie more the second watch than the first watch.
The movie's great.
And I think the reason why is because on the first watch, for some reason, I absolutely despised Evil Ed.
Yes.
And I don't know why and not that I liked him because I didn't, but I found him like less atrocious in this role.
Okay.
He's just he plays like a loser that gets bullied, but he's like super annoying.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense that he gets bullied, if we're being honest.
Well, the way he acts in this film.
Yeah, it's absolutely obnoxious.
Chris Sarandon and Susan Sarandon were married from 1967 to 1979.
That's everything.
That's a solid dozen years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That's
actually.
in Hollywood. That's a good marriage. You think they were cheating on each other?
Probably. It's Hollywood.
Susan was definitely a baddie back then too.
Wait, she kept the last name Sarandon? Are they probably never got divorced.
Divorced in 79.
But how is she able to keep the last name?
But she retained his surname.
Interesting.
And it was a trial separation in 1975, so probably somewhere in the trial because it's her stage.
Wait, a divorce went to trial? That's a thing? That must have been a bad separation. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely not amicable.
Yeah, I feel like
shot.
if it goes to trial, that's horrible.
Yeah, but Shane, what's your backstory? On
Okay, so wait. Yeah, I guess this is not for the actual episode, so we'll do it before we jump into the spooky bit. Yes, so just, how we always look up what actors do after after the movie. We're like, oh, was this guy famous? What did William Ragdoll do, or whatever that guy's name who played Charlie Brewster? Evil Ed had a very interesting career.
Charlie Brewster, you're so cool.
Evil Ed had a very different career than most. He went on to do hardcore gay pornography, and that's all fine.
Are you saying, is it like actually hardcore, or is it the softest of cores?
Okay, so
Course
give
bros.
me 2 seconds, just because if you actually click his IMDb profile page, it literally says...
It actually states that?
Hold on, 2 seconds. Jeffries wound up acting in numerous gay hardcore porno pictures under the pseudonym Sam Ritter and Stephen Bordeaux. So it's on his official IMDb. I'm not making anything up. The only reason we bring this up is just because, as is tradition with pornos, these names are absolute fire.
Yeah, they are.
And that's the only reason I needed to bring them up, because some of these names I think are straight heat.
All right, hit me with them then.
So The Cockpit, great name. Hell's Paradox, could be hard. This one, Latin Crotch Rockets,
And one.
Leather After Midnight, a Brian pick.
Oh my God.
Transsexual Prostitutes 2. Buff and Gay. That sounds like something Mike would tune to.
That's a good one.
This is a Matt one, 100%. Butt Blazer.
Oof.
Uncut Glory. Who doesn't love that? Then we also have the classic Leather Buddies.
You're cooking.
Now, my personal 2 favorites are the last 2. Butt Machine Boys and Seaman Training Day. I would love to think they had a fake Denzel in that.
That's
Definitely.
Heat. Yeah, that's heat. No,
What's that fucking classic line Denzel says in Training Day?
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
What do you think the gay version of that is?
Oh, King Kong's railing me. But no, like porn has always, straight, gay, any type, they come in with fire titles.
Of course.
I like the ones that parody the movies.
Too, yeah. Well, that's why I'm hoping Seaman. So when did this Seaman Training Day came out in 2002?
It's
Right after Training Day.
01.
So it was right, yeah. So that is 100%.
Yo, I could see him playing Ethan Hawke.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Would you bite the bullet and just for scientific purposes?
I throw on 5 minutes just to just to see because I'm assuming it's a movie, so there's got to be plot into it. I want to know if he is a cop. Training with Denzel. Not Denzel, but
Seaman Training Days definitely got a plot, but buff and gay, there's straight fucking in that movie.
Right, which is why I'm not tuning into that. But Seaman Training Day, you have to know if there is the 2 of them are going around policing, but also getting covered in semen.
Boy, oh boy. Also, what's the difference between hardcore porn
It's with
and
a show.
regular
Yeah,
porn.
where you actually get like the full on up close penetration.
So like non-hardcore porn's like what you would
Pirates
see,
to the Revenge of Stagnetti or Stagnetti's Revenge.
like something you would see on like
HBO. Or like
late
Skinamax at night.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So that is our porn lesson for the day.
Yep.
And with that said, let's jump right into the Spooky Pit.
Fright Night was released in 1985. When a vampire moves next door, people start dying. Charlie elicits help from a washed-up horror TV show host to deal with this vampire. Directed by Tom Holland and stars Chris Sarandon, William Ragsdale, Amanda Bierce, Roddy McDowall, Stephen Joffreys, Jonathan Stark.
All right. So this movie opens up with what Mike really hated this opening scene.
I had a no. It's the one specific problem I have. So they're in like this nice like deep tongue session, right?
Sure.
Right.
But they're not on the bed.
They're on the floor.
On the floor.
And you didn't care for that.
Why are they on the floor?
Because you don't want to get cum on your sheets.
Are you're not going to passion for that reason? Is it because they're on the floor?
It's also because they're in high school.
We've passion.
I mean, are most of them in high school, like in these horror movies?
Yeah, that's like a big horror thing. Like,
You're right. Hit it.
oh boy, he's not even prepared. That's how hot you came at him.
Passion bump. Passion bump. Passion bump. My G.
Yeah, they're probably seniors.
Yeah. But yeah, so Mike just hated that they were on the floor. Like he would not actually stop mentioning it the rest of the night.
You think they're uncomfortable on the
Yeah,
floor?
it's like, why are they on the floor? There's a nice bed. It looks like it's at least a queen.
Maybe. There's room on the bed, but they'd rather be on the floor. I guess it's where the passion takes you at that point.
Yeah.
They never had sex before, and they're not going to have sex in this movie.
No.
Even in
they
this
go-
shot, they don't. She's scared, and she's like, "I will." But the thing is, right away, the plot kicks into high gear.
Yes.
Right away.
Because Charlie Brewster, like, he's all about getting deep in it until vampires are involved. Because you got to think, you're in high school. What's more important to you? Pussy?
Or coffins.
Exactly. And I know from our group of friends, it was always coffins.
Always. And it's going to be coffins for Mr. Charlie Brewster.
Yes.
He's going to see his new neighbors come in and walk in a coffin downstairs. And he's like, this is a red flag. Let me get my rear window binoculars and take a look at this.
Yes.
Also, mid makeout, she points out that what's his name on the screen?
Vincent Price. No, Vincent D'Onofrio. No, it is Charlie Day.
Peter
was his
Vincent.
name? Peter Vincent.
That was crazy.
You didn't name a bunch of actors, though. Literally. 3 of them.
Peter Vincent. We made it.
We went from
Yeah, but-
Vincent Price
But that doesn't deter him.
To Vincent D'Onofrio.
to Charlie Day.
Charlie Day.
We were.
See, that doesn't deter him.
Yeah.
He's still on like real horny, but the coffin, from that point on, when he sees that, it literally consumes his life.
Yes.
Yeah. He's only horny for the coffin.
It's everything.
He doesn't give a fuck about her.
He actually
anymore.
ignores her this entire
It's
scene.
actually thinking about it. It's hilarious. How shitty he treats her the rest of the movie.
He does try to save her.
Yeah,
Because he does
towards the
literally,
end.
though, cause all of this to happen in the first place. But
She's like, bye, Charlie. He's like,
He's like this scene alone is so funny.
how much he just ignores. He's literally just watching out his window as his girlfriend's just trying to leave.
he's using his mom as a proxy to talk to his girlfriend so he can look at this dude with a coffin. But like there is a news report. The news report's like, dead body found on the railroad tracks.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. Like, the whole thing is absurd. But before we get into the plot, rank these 3 movies. Rear Window, Fright Night, Disturbia.
That's crazy. Rear Window, definitely top. Disturbia, Fright Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking about this. This movie, especially in the beginning, minus the vampire, has a very heavy Disturbia feel.
Yeah.
But technically, Disturbia would have a Fright Night feel.
That's what I meant.
Well, I mean, like they're all plays off of Rear Window,
Yes,
and Rear Window is just
the best.
absolutely
I
incredible.
love a good, like, stakeout movie.
Yeah.
Me too.
No, for sure. That's why
I'll be honest. All three movies I mentioned are bangers.
they're all bangers. I think I would give Disturbia the edge over this.
I agree.
I love this.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
like I know this has like a comedy horror feel. Disturbia is just really tense. Like,
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
Super tense.
Like this is tense too, and I'll explain why. But I think it's maybe because of the vampire element. You take that away, like it gets more like serious. Like
Disturbia is better. It just
Disturbia
better.
is really good.
Yeah.
No joke. I think I've seen that movie like 100 times.
Yeah. No, I would never say it's better than Rear Window because
It's not.
because of the pure acting performance of James Stewart is so good in that movie as someone that just gets like fucking injured and literally all he can do is look out the window.
It's just the intensity of Rear Window is so good.
Yeah, and also the guy who plays the killer, I forgot. Can you look up who played the killer in Rear Window? He's also another really famous actor.
What are you?
Really good.
Are you munching over there? What are you doing?
I was eating my fruit snacks.
He's getting his fruit snacks in.
That's nice. Are they good?
Well,
They were delicious.
they're from our home.
Can I have some? I'm kidding.
No, don't give them any. They're a gift.
Rear Window, literally fantastic.
James Stewart, Wendell Corey, Raymond Burr.
There it is, Raymond Burr, Aaron Burr. Remember Aaron Burr, Founding Brothers?
Yes, I do.
Raymond Burr. Yeah.
Such a good movie. Okay, so let's focus on the movie now. Yeah, we got all the semantics out of the way. All my sidetracks, I'm done. I'm not going to sidetrack the rest of this episode.
Does anybody have a weekly roast they want to do?
What is the weekly roast?
Is anybody mad about
My
something?
roast is Evil Ed in this film
Get
because
it
like
off your chest.
I love this movie, but like the design for Evil Ed, he is like I've never seen a character like this. Like
Yeah.
to be the loser kid, but like have that type of energy, I'm not used to.
Okay, so this is one of the few instances where normally as like a human, you're like, man, I feel bad for this kid. Like, man, I generally like, I think I would have been a bully. Like,
Yeah.
Evil Ed deserved it.
He was such an annoying character.
Yeah. Like,
Like you're like bullying. I kind of like I understand from the standpoint of him being super
yeah, 'cause,
irritable.
like if a kid's just weird or awkward or something, you're just like, man, like just give him a chance. Evil Ed's obnoxious.
Right.
Like,
He's kind of an
he-
asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's not a quality in him where you're like, man, I would be like, I would just be like, dude, just leave me alone. Like,
Yeah.
Isn't the kid getting bullied usually like an introvert and quiet?
well, that's what I'm saying. And you normally feel bad. Like Evil Ed, I'm just like, dude, you're just annoying.
So you get it. You would like give this guy a noogie.
I would swirly him.
Yeah.
Nah, he's fucking mean.
Yeah, he's also just a dick, right?
he is.
Like, because you got to think his friend is Charlie Brewster, and he's kind of just an ass to Charlie.
Oh, he's a complete and total ass to Charlie.
What is she-
Maybe that's why they call him Evil Ed because he's
Yeah.
evil.
Is that a sloppy Joe? She just shoved it.
No,
in his
that was
face?
a burger because you could tell by the pickle that fell off.
It's so mushy though.
It was a wet burger. You've never had wet burg?
God.
Oh, wet burger, huh? So I think the next scene, like he notices a prostitute, right, going
Yes.
into. I mean, I assumed it was a prostitute. I guess you don't know right away until you find out literally shortly after he's at school if there's a news bulletin that this prostitute is dead and he sees the picture. And it's the same lady.
Prostitute found beheaded.
They're like, murdered.
Yeah. They do say she was beheaded.
Yeah, well, they both were beheaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of beheadings. We're going to see this dweeb who works for Dandrige just blacking out the windows of
This
the place.
guy
You mean Billy Cole?
Yeah.
is fucking great in this movie.
It's pretty
He's
great.
fantastic. What is he?
He's
Like, honest, no, like, what is he? It's going to spoil the ending, but, like, I actually didn't understand that.
oh, like at the end of the film?
Yes.
Really good question. He's some kind of he's maybe a daywalker. Like,
Okay.
he's some kind of vampire that like clearly can walk in the day unless he's some other type of supernatural being.
He
because
melts into
he gets-
ooze. Like I
mean,
want it. Like he
spoiler,
almost-
gets stabbed in the heart.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. He does get stabbed in the heart. So maybe he is just a daywalker.
every vampire usually has a caretaker, right? But rarely does the caretaker also be
A vampire.
Salem's Lot had one, like Dark Shadows, the soap opera had one.
And that's why I always I'm like, oh, he's just the caretaker. A vampire always has a bitch human caretaker.
Always.
But like then he was like a zombie creature. Like it confused me.
He was stabbed in the heart and literally just
Oozed.
oozed everywhere.
Well, like embalming fluid came out of him. So I was like, was he just a corpse? Like a walking corpse?
he might have been. I honestly think he was like some type of daywalker.
Daywalker?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then. I mean, it makes a good tag team to have a Nightwalker, Daywalker
Yeah.
combo.
You don't have to press the button again. I'm gonna passion this scene though.
This scene is hot because this is the scene where he actually sees the fangs. He's
Yeah.
looking out the window. It's nighttime. He knows that a prostitute went in there and died. So now he's looking at this chick that is getting naked.
Got a
Chris
great set on her.
Chris Sarandon, aka Jerry Dandrige, is about to bite her, flexes his fangs, but he sees that he's looking right in there.
Yeah, you know what, Matt? Passion bump this shit because like she does have a great set.
Passion bump. Passion bump. Passion bump. My G.
And just like the fangs coming out, the whole scene is sexy.
Yeah,
It's
hot.
like-
It's
yeah.
tantalizing for sure. Yeah.
It's well done. Like when he spots him and they have that like eye contact.
Yeah, it's real good.
Like,
Like
he's just the shades, but you know he's getting his bites in.
I love
He
how
needs to.
just
He needs to.
stares him down.
He needs to feed. Imagine just going town to town and just feeding.
Also, that chick is not the blonde one.
No, it's his third feed.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, he has to feed every night.
You think they're all prost?
Yeah, you just keep buying pros. So if there's one thing I know about prostitutes from the 70s and 80s, no one cared when they went missing. So you could just keep buying them.
And no one's gonna look into it.
Exactly. I've listened to true crime.
Here you go.
So yeah, you could just eat pros and no one cares.
What's the main character's name again? I keep forgetting the names of these characters.
Charlie Brewster.
Charlie Brewster, yeah.
Good one, Brewster.
Brewster, you're so cool.
Like his like laugh and just everything about
He's
him.
got like that weird chuckle.
I hate him. I
Yeah.
actually hate his entire lineage.
He expels so much energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't like him.
No, the character sucks. It's such a bad character.
I hated him a lot more the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I was expecting the worst.
Right.
It was still pretty rough, but like better. This time around, the first time I watched it, dude, I was so like, I'm like, the movie, they could have just like changed the character to be different.
Yep.
Why did they create that voice?
So we had a discussion about throughout this entire movie, he's fucking eating apples.
Yes, I noticed that as well.
Do you know if there's some like vampire lore that has to do with apples?
I looked it up,
don't know.
and it was a creative decision to mirror fruit bats.
Oh, I like that. I was going to say sin.
No, they went off of like bats are known to eat like fruits and apples and things like that. So he made it his own decision that his character would just eat apples throughout the movie.
Other than bodies, right? He's
Yeah.
only eating fruit.
Exactly.
Apples.
That was the
No
idea
joke,
behind it.
He eats an apple like 6 different times in this movie.
Yeah, but I do like that scene. So after he sees what might potentially be his third victim, he does go outside, right? And because he knows that they're gonna go outside and they're throwing the body bag of this girl into the car. Correct. And he overhears them having a conversation. But his mother blows up his spot, and he spots him in there, and he chucks the apple right in front of him.
Yeah,
It's actually a pretty intense scene.
It's a great scene.
it's really good.
And for a film that has comedy undertones, like one of the things I noticed that Jerry Dandrige's character, you know, he's cool, he's calm. You always have to have these really, really just really cool characters for vampires. They always are like very handsome, refined, distinguished people, and he plays that way. And I know that at some point this movie is like a little bit humorous, but I feel like he fucking will kill him at any point.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he never takes his foot off the gas
No.
of trying to murder Charlie.
That's the thing. There is all this humor. Dandrige is not ever humorous, really.
Yeah. He would kill him at any particular point and literally not even like bat an eye.
No, he beats the shit out of him a lot of this movie.
No pun intended.
So Charlie's gonna call the police, and he's gonna get the officer there, and he's like, "This is the man. I saw them putting bodies outside." The officer's gonna go in and investigate, and they're like, the caretaker's like, "No, that's crazy. Why would we do this?" And then Charlie kind of loses his cool and says, like, it's because you're vampires.
Well,
the officer was going to check the basement, too.
Charlie's approach is really bad because he, like, yeah, obviously, even, like, no matter what, like, if you say, like, this guy's a vampire, literally, of course, no one's going to believe you. But if you were like, hey, there are missing women and I saw him bring a body bag outside, omitting the vampire bullshit, they're
He'll
going to
look
look
in the
into
basement.
It. Yeah, like, he's going to look at it if you're missing women, but if you start acting crazy and saying weird shit, even if it's true, of course he's going to have a hard time believing it.
Also, the chances of the two of them not covering up their tracks are like 0.
Well, no, I think all the tracks were covered. I think the only thing he would have found in the basement is a coffin. And then in that instance, as Charlie, you should be like, well, maybe the body's in the coffin. You open the coffin, and obviously Dandrige would have been in there. That's a dead giveaway. Oh, it's a vampire.
Yeah. The only thing is...
You just never say the word vampire
no,
for Charlie.
Never. The only thing I'd say to that is, like, I think in the end, when they go to the basement, the coffin is behind, like, this retractable wall.
You're right.
So they probably wouldn't see it at first. Unless he just...
Did it afterwards, because
Yeah.
you got people calling the police. You want to make sure your coffin's safe.
Yeah, always have to have a safe coffin. Vampires gotta sleep, right? Which is interesting because Billy, obviously, like I said, Billy, who is definitely something. You don't know that until the end. He's actually pretty funny. I love
He's
his
great.
interaction.
He's a great character.
He's such a fucking like dweeb, but
Yes.
like I love it.
But he's what like Evil Ed should have been.
Well, him and Dandridge, like literally,
Yeah.
they troll him the entire movie, and he just says the most outlandish shit. So the cop is literally getting out of there. He doesn't believe a single thing he says because he keeps talking vampires, and he does no investigative work on the house.
Nope. And this is the last time we'll ever see the police.
That's actually a good point because now it's like,
Oh yeah, from there he takes it into his own
yeah,
hands.
he's like, I gotta go into my own hands, which I feel like. I feel like they could have still went the route. Like I said, if they went the killer route versus the vampire supernatural route, they might have gotten somewhere.
Yes. But he goes the vampire route, so now we got to...
I love it.
It's so good. That's the thing with this movie. It's really fucking good despite its flaws.
Oh yeah, no, it's super entertaining.
Yes.
And even the music is good too. But like, it's super entertaining, and like, I love it. I love like this. They're neighbors, and there's always this constant like battle. I feel like of wits between them because like they both now know they know that Charlie knows they're legitimate vampires.
Yes.
And they have to deal with Charlie. Like, because although no one's believing him, Charlie's going to be relentless.
Yes.
He's not going to go away.
Is this the night already where Dandrige goes to Charlie's house and like
Yes.
threatens to kill him?
Yeah, it's like immediate. Charlie, you have to assume that Dandrige is going to wake up from that.
Yeah.
Billy's going to tell him that.
Yeah.
And then literally that night, he flies into the mother's room.
Yes. He locks the mother. He like snaps the door closed so the mother can't get out. And then he goes into Charlie's room and hides in Charlie's closet. And then when Charlie gets in the room, Dandrige comes out and he chokes him. He throws him through the closet door. He just constantly is holding him by the neck, and he's going to, it looks like, close the window down onto his head to kill Charlie.
Oh, dude, he like holds him out the window. Like he like does some, he kind of fucks him up. He also does one thing that's interesting. He basically over pulls the door to
Yes.
like kind of like
Lock him.
will lock in the mother.
Yeah.
So the mother can't like leave the room. So he can really roughhouse with Charlie.
He beats the shit. I don't know how Charlie's walking after
He just
that.
should have breaks everything in his room.
Yeah. It's very well done. It makes Dandrige very menacing. In a movie, like you said, that's kind of like a comedy at times. It does make Dandrige seem like a very scary individual.
Very scarily, very violent. Two things. In this scene, if the mother didn't eventually start calling him and get out and get in there, I think he kills him right here.
I agree.
And number 2, when he was in Dandridge's place, he did notice a painting.
Yeah, good to
and
mention
the
this.
painting looked exactly like his girlfriend, Amy.
Yes, which we can assume was his old lover that
And
he
then
had lost through time.
You don't have any timetable on Dandridge's, like,
No.
lineage.
I
or-
automatically assume vampires are normally over 100 years
yeah.
old.
Yeah, he'd even be an older. He
Yeah.
could be so old. They have weird aging things too. I feel like once they become a vampire, that's like the age.
Yes.
So if you become a vampire at like age 90, you're just an old vampire.
Old vampire, exactly. And one thing you should know about vampires is if you've been bit by a vampire, the only way to be unvampired is for your master to die.
Yeah, that's usually the rules.
Yep. So there's a lot of rules with vampires. You garlic, holy water, can't be seen in mirrors, crosses.
Which I was thinking about this, like that is usually the rule. Like the master vampire that sires the person. If you kill the master, the person that is
releases-
the person that's sired is okay. But I always think like I always thought that was super dumb because you already made that person a vampire. So like their vampireness, their undead gets undone.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's a rule that's only used in certain movies.
Yeah,
Like certain movies just don't go by that at all.
100%. I don't like that rule. Like I just think once you're a vampire, you can't like make someone like undead
Yeah.
once they're undead.
That's like a rule that's very used and not used is the idea that a vampire can't go into your home unless you invite them in. I actually like that rule in certain instances.
Yeah.
I think it really works for certain movies and it really adds to the tension of the movie. But in certain movies, like you could just hide in your house. Like in this movie, it would never work.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I will mention that they did have a surprise visit. He did come in that when he woke up that time to go in and the mother let him in and then he walked in.
So I wonder now, once he's been invited in once, that's why he could always go in probably. That makes sense.
The one time. That's why like he was making all those like innuendos like I'll come in whenever I want. And the mother looked at him and he goes, "Of course, with your permission." Like he just meant it like to not be so rude, but like reality meaning like I can literally
that's a good point.
I can come in here literally this night.
Yeah.
A couple things I didn't know. Vampires, the fingers, are they always that fucking long?
I think
It's when you transition.
that's a good point. His fingers are crazy long.
It's the transition to him being a normal, like, so that's his human form. I think when he transitions slightly into vampire form, like, because like, he gets like the Nosferatu fingers, is what I took it as.
Also, I never knew that they couldn't be seen in a mirror.
Oh, yeah, that's actually always. That's always been a vampire
That's
thing.
why when that scene came up, I was real confused. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so vampires don't have a reflection.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like one of the ultimate vampire tests. This movie did something different, though, where you have to have faith for a cross to work.
Yeah, that's interesting because I feel like that was a really interesting one because later on in the film when Vincent Price grows a sack and he does it, Vincent Price, Peter Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio Price the third.
Charlie Day.
Yeah.
He'll do it and it'll work.
Yes.
But when it comes to Dandrige, it's like he's scared of him. He doesn't like believe he can kill him or whatever.
And I think that's why it does, yeah. And I think that's a really cool thing because I haven't really seen that done before. And I like when movies kind of take a unique route. Because like at the end of the day, a vampire's not real. So you can bend the rules slightly because it's not like you're following a real script. It's like, it's all. So like little deviations like that, I always think add an extra layer that can make a movie more interesting.
Yeah. Well, this film was called Fright Night also. I don't know if we mentioned the Peter Vincent TV show.
Yeah.
They're like in the background, like that Charlie's a fan of. He always had, and apparently it's a TV show that Peter Vincent is like very clearly a washed up horror actor.
Yeah.
He's like apparently like a famous vampire hunter on television.
Think Bela Lugosi in Plan 9, washed up.
Yeah, like he's washed. There's also, it kind of reminded me of, there's a show, I'm not going to be able to think of it now.
Give me something and maybe I can help you.
There's a horror, it's not Svengali. There's a show where like a guy that's a host that does like all those horror stories.
Is it recent? Is it the one on Shudder? The what's his name's drive-through?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Svengoolie, I think his name is. The guy's been on forever, dude. Like
Okay.
since the early 90s.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Can you look up Svengoolie? But he does like these horror things. Kind of reminded me of Svengoolie.
I kind of like that name. Yo, I'm gonna start calling you Svengoolie.
Can you give
Take it.
Svengoolie tonight.
what? Yeah, Svengoolie tonight. He does all these horror stories, and apparently they're really good. And he's been doing it for like over like how many episodes? It's like 1,500 episodes or something since like the 90s. And like a lot of actors are on it. I was like looking at like David Dastmalchian, and David Dastmalchian was on his show. Like a lot of actors do Svengoolie.
This is the guy that you're looking at.
Yeah, that's Svengoolie. But that's what Peter Vincent reminds me of. So he has this show, Esteemed Vampire Hunter, and that's like one of the things, because as this is going on, Charlie needs help. And who does he go to? He goes to the very washed and failing, and actually they're going to can him soon, Peter Vincent, because his show doesn't draw anymore. And what I like about this movie is he's like, nobody cares about vampires or like monsters anymore. It's all this like new age horror, and no one's watching the monsters, which I thought was really interesting. Because like even in the 80s, people are going away from the path of like old school monsters into different types of horror, like slashers,
Slashers became big.
which did become big. So I thought that was interesting.
What do you prefer? A good slasher or a good like mythical horror?
I was always a slasher guy. Like I'm a sucker for like Halloween, Friday the 13th, like Freddy Krueger. I love those movies.
It's 1,621 episodes.
Jesus.
He's still going. He's Svengoolie.
Svengoolie.
He's got like a really good review on IMDb too. I might have to tune in.
It's on MeTV.
Look at that. You watch it.
I watch it.
No, but you watch MeTV.
Oh, I don't even know what MeTV is.
It's all the old school shows.
I'll watch it. I love old school.
Like I'm talking like MASH and all that.
Oh, I don't love it. I hate MASH.
No,
wow.
you love MASH.
I hate MASH.
I
You
love
MASH.
I love MASH, and I love watching MASH while having MASH
potatoes.
Bangers and mash.
Yeah. Now we got
Brian makes one hell of an espresso.
Thank you,
martini.
sir. Thank you.
And
you.
these very classy glasses we
Yeah.
have. Very classy.
No, he's a
He's
classic guy.
classy.
I've said it for years. Brian is the classiest broad I know.
That's nice of you guys. Peter Vincent is hilarious. He's
amazing.
He looks like a guy that's gonna host like a television program that goes into short stories.
I also love how Charlie Brewster actually believes that he's been slaying vampires in real life, and this isn't just a TV show. It's
goes to
actually an underrated, funny aspect of this movie.
He doesn't go to like any supernatural like people, like no witch
No.
shops or like no like college professors.
Nope.
He goes to this like washed actor.
Yes.
Thinking that this is legit. It's so funny.
He goes to the Hollywood Studios parking lot.
And I love how he can just like walk
Walking.
right up to him. He literally like got fired the day he goes up to him. Like his show got canceled.
My God. And obviously he wants nothing to do with helping him because it's absolutely insane to expect an actor to go hunt a vampire with you. And then he tells his girlfriend and Evil Ed about this. So Evil Ed and his girlfriend go to Vincent's house, and he agrees to help them. And you find out he agreed to help them because they paid him a large lump sum of money.
She paid him $500 from her bank account.
That's like a lot of money in 1985 money.
It's probably like $1,500.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, for a high school senior, she ain't doing OnlyFans yet.
That's
so
actually
like, how
cra-
is she like paying this?
That's crazy because like literally the second I made $1,000 in high school, I literally spent it on a TV. I don't think I could actually save money in high school.
Some say you can't save money now.
Some do say that.
And neither can I, so it doesn't.
That was crazy.
And true. sadly.
If there's one thing me and
mean,
Brian
you-
have in common,
You're on a bender though.
well, that's what I'm saying. If there's one thing I know me and Brian have in common, we sometimes get on a kick of things we want to buy, and we buy them.
It's true.
Like me and Brian have always shared this trait.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I
But-
spend money and I don't save it.
Yeah, no,
I'm a hobby guy.
Same.
And
That's what I'm
I'll
saying.
die a hobby guy, unfortunately.
But it's the fun of it, right? It's all about. It's a good time. It's the rush of endorphins, as some would say.
Let's go hunt some vampires.
Yes, let's do it. So he's agreed. They are now all going to go to Dandridge's house for dinner. And by all of them, I mean Evil Ed, Amy, Charlie, and Vincent Peter D'Onofrio the third.
Correct. And I feel bad for Charlie here because the idea is really never to... It's really to humor him, right? Like it's not like no one believes that Jerry Dandrige is a vampire.
No.
And even Jerry Dandrige understands the assignment. He never for once thought that like Peter Vincent, like the team was going to, that group was going to call him and think that they're going to play him.
Exactly.
They all thought that like, hey, Charlie's a fucking crazy person. Very, very much believes you're a vampire. Just humor him and drink water as if it was blessed.
Yes, exactly. And they go to his house. He drinks the holy water, which is obviously not.
He said like he wouldn't bless it because and Jerry made some like he's like no, just please because of religious purposes I can't have blessed holy water, so make sure it's not blessed. He never for once thought like they would get like real
holy water. Yeah, it was never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen.
So they go through the whole ruse. They're like, Charlie, you're crazy. But then, as I drop my mic because I can't hold on to anything, at the very end. Vincent takes out his mirror and he's just checking his hair and he sees in the reflection Dandrige is not in the reflection.
So fucking cool.
Yes.
Okay, I thought that scene was so well shot in his reaction to it, like Peter Vincent's reaction.
Oh, his facial expressions throughout the movie. I kept saying it to Mike. He sells every scene.
That guy does a really good job. That's Roddy McDowall.
And fantastic.
He
fantastic.
Really is phenomenal. And like the reaction from Dandrige is also really good. Like he knows right away, like he must have seen something.
Yep.
Because like his like tone completely changed. The way he was like looking at him completely changed. Once they left, he was like immediately inspecting the house and like right away found the.
Bless you.
Thank you. The shard of glass.
Yeah. And he's so spooked. So he's like. Yeah, I didn't see anything. Nope. Nothing. Everything's normal. And he fucking speeds off and he just leaves them high and dry.
And then Charlie
He says it. He does admit it right at the very end, right before he speeds off, that he didn't have a reflection.
Charlie's like, you saw something. He's like, you changed, your demeanor changed. Like, it was very apparent. He goes, I saw something, and like literally just drives off his car. And Charlie's like, all right, well, like now what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You believe me, but you're left.
Yes. So this is the scene where they're all walking home, right? Or he's walking the girlfriend home.
Yeah, this is the scene where I think all of them are walking.
Yes,
home.
it's Ed, Amy, and Charlie.
He pranks them at first.
Yes.
He goes into a dark alleyway, and he's like, he warns them not to go in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you think's gonna happen, Brewster? What's gonna happen?
Yeah. Oh god. It's so bad.
But he goes in there, and then he starts crying, and he fucks around with them. And then he goes for round. He starts screaming for like round 2, and she doesn't believe him at all. He's like just trying to prank him. Charlie still thinks that it might because he knows it's real. But it might be bad, but and it is bad because you are going to go to that scene.
It is real.
Yeah.
Because Dandrige just like walks down the alley like such a fucking.
It's so
He just walks with his overcoat down the small alley
With this fucking absurd 80s music playing.
I know. It's great.
That fucking guitar wank.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
And he obviously Evil Ed submits to him.
Right. So
it was an interesting scene.
he doesn't he like offers him like redemption almost.
Yeah, he offers him the chance to not be a loser anymore.
Right.
So that's the thing. Vampires are very persuasive. Vampires also have hypnotic powers over you if you're willing to submit. Like they do the whole thing with Amy where she's in a trance. They do the whole trance thing where like women are in a trance when a vampire is trying to seduce them.
That is a trope.
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
And it kind of almost like he's very persuasive. Like people are willing to give in to his demands. And Evil Ed instantly agrees, like, fucking suck me or whatever. Like, yeah.
Do you think he was in a trance for that? I actually thought
You just wanted it?
I think he just wanted it.
You might be
like,
right. You actually might be right.
Because for him, like, yes, he was like, you're a fucking loser. He's like, you fucking suck, dude. Yeah. He's like, just become a vampire. And he literally, I think it's cool because he brings him into the overcloak as if it was a fucking cape.
It's incredible. Incredible.
But yeah, so like, and one thing I'll mention, like, the vampires in this film, they're disgusting.
Oh, they're so gross.
They're so gross.
Okay, so I actually think, I have no basis to this statement, but it just like I put like them together. It looks like From Dusk Till Dawn modeled their vampire look after him, because that like deformed face with like the jagged teeth and the weird, that's like what the vampires look like in From Dusk Till Dawn at times.
They're not like Lost Boys vampires where it's the vampires just with sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Like
They're deformed.
when they get into
The
the
ears go long. And,
they look like bat humans.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what they went for.
and it reminded me of From Dusk Till Dawn. So
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. And it was really an interesting touch. It was like a little different, but it was good though. It was like it was a cool touch. I appreciated it.
Me too.
It added like also like some additional practical effects to the film.
the practical effects at the end get fantastic.
Incredible. They get wild, and I love it.
Me too. Yeah, so let's talk about that, because once Evil Ed's been bit, they do the whole he then goes for Amy. They're at a club. Like
Great scene.
Yeah, she's in
Spas?
a trance. She's dancing with him, with Jerry.
Yeah.
And
Dorcia?
they're at Dorcia, and Charlie's trying to save her, and they get into a fight.
Major D.
The bouncers come, and then Jerry just doesn't care. He just starts killing bouncers left and
Dude,
right.
that scene, that trance he puts her in, because like he's having a conversation with someone else. Dude, he like basically feels her up.
Yes.
Forever.
Yes, and you can tell, like, because he's almost trying to bite her at times, but she starts to fight that. Like, she's like,
Because there's like she's like going in and out of the trance.
Yes.
Like, she's seeing the because I love how they have mirrors in the club,
Yes.
and like she sees that as she's swinging them and dancing. She's dancing with herself.
Exactly.
Like, there's no one there, but the trance just hits different.
Yeah.
Like he's got her pretty much, and meaning Charlie is trying to like interrupt it. And while he does with the commotion, because there's like a bodyguard that like as they're trying to leave breaks them up and tries to kick Charlie and Amy out, and then Dandrige is still following them, and eventually Dandrige is still able to catch up and take Amy.
yes,
But yeah, she's in a hard trance, and that scene was just,
it's so good.
dude, it was. I almost want to passion that scene.
Fucking great scene.
Yeah, let me passion bump that.
3 in 1 episode.
Passion bump. Passion bump. Passion bump.
Yeah, they kiss. He feels her up, dude. It's sweaty, and he's gonna take her about the house. He's gonna do the same shit at the house.
Yeah, 100%.
They're gonna hook up
in the fireplace, right? In front of the fireplace.
He's gonna that scene leading up to the bite on her neck. Bite that shit, dude.
Thoughts? Oh, she went away already.
Who was that?
That was Livy Dunn.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Paul Skeen's girlfriend.
Yes.
Paul Skeen. You like Paul?
Paul seems like a guy.
Which Paul?
Chris Paul?
Paul Allen.
Murders and executions.
That's right.
Okay, so they the club scene's done. They do the bite at the fireplace, like you mentioned. Charlie's gonna go get Vincent one last
another
time.
apple.
He's going to be like,
sure.
"I need you. We have to save my girlfriend."
Well, and before he left, he did say like, "I want you and Vincent to come to my house to
Yes.
get her back,"
Which he does, yes.
because I'm making her a vampire.
Exactly. So he does, and he
And Vincent
agrees. Oh, it takes a lot of convincing.
Yes, it does, because he doesn't want to go right away. He actually doesn't go. He meets him there.
You're right.
Like, he shows up with his he's back in the saddle.
Well,
right?
because wait, does Charlie fight Evil Ed first before Vincent even gets there? When he goes back to the house without Vincent?
I didn't even know. I didn't think he fought Evil Ed at that point. I thought Vincent discovers Evil Ed
Is it Vincent that fights Evil Ed?
in Charlie's house. 'Cause
Yes,
he goes to
yes,
get
yes.
his. Because Vincent, before he goes in that, or he goes into the house, and obviously he has Amy and everything, and Charlie's just blindly going in there. He goes to the mother to get the mother, but the mother's working nights.
You're right, and that's where he fights.
And of course, because just waiting for this to happen,
Mm-hmm.
Ed was in the bed with the hair wig, just waiting for
Oh
him
my
to
god,
come in.
it's like a Raggedy Ann, right? Red
Yeah.
wig.
this-
What I love about this scene is this movie does something I've never seen before,
I am with you.
and they turn vampires into werewolves. So what I did,
Research.
yes,
I had to as well, because I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
and apparently, in certain lores of vampires, they are not just bat shapeshifters; they can shapeshift into any animal.
including wolves, bats, and wolves. Yeah.
Yep. And
I never knew that.
I never knew it either.
I did the same research because I was like,
This makes no sense. I was
Yeah.
so fucking confused.
And I'm like, that's really interesting, and I like it because it's different.
yes. And I feel like they only did it because they had the budget to make awesome werewolf transformation effects.
Yeah, for sure. And I like it too because you're going to later see a bat transformation. So it's like they didn't like be redundant on the bats. They
Yeah.
did. So like Ed eventually turns into this wolf that goes to track down Vincent.
Yeah.
And Vincent just full on stakes the wolf
Yes.
right through the heart.
And then he was a full wolf, and then he slowly transforms back to evil.
That
Ed.
transformation was awesome.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It was like altered beast like.
This is
It
what
was
we
crazy.
always fucking talk about in these reviews. These old movies with their real effects
and their
the-
snow cones.
Yes. What? Just so well done.
Yeah.
Like, it's so beautiful to watch, not a computer doing this, and like real people working on makeup and working on these prosthetics, and it looks so much realer than half the shit you watch in Hollywood these days.
No, 100%. No, look really cool. Charlie transforms back to a kid that has. He also imprinted the cross on his
Oh,
head.
his
Like,
forehead.
'cause that was like the one sense. Like if you believe in it, he like literally burns his head with the cross, which will come into play later. But yeah, he just like you assume he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Right. And then Vincent's gonna go back to the house, and now it's basically like. They're ready for the final standoff with Dandrige. Dandrige just like basically just like walks down the
It's
like
so-
very
yeah.
casually walks down the front of it, like
Yeah.
like front of his house into the foyer. And then I know they also have a meeting with Billy.
Yes. So that's after Dandrige gets away.
He escapes. Thing is, like they get Dandrige pretty close. Like Vince, they get they
He turns into a bat.
yeah. Like the only way he's able to get out of being killed by them is by turning into a bat.
Yes, and he actually, the bat attacks, the bat's on top of him, the bat's trying to bite, they get the bat off because there's a light, right, that comes through the window that scalds his wing, so he flies into the basement, and that leaves them to fight Billy.
He flies right into the coffin.
Yes.
Like right in there.
And Billy this is where we're like, they shoot Billy in the head.
I think it's Vincent has the gun, right?
Yes.
Vincent shoots him in the head, and it's cool because they're talking, assuming he's dead, and he just walks up like a zombie up to them, and they notice he's still alive, right? But he looks like a husk.
Yeah.
Like he's got no emotion, and he just shoots him about 134 more times.
Yes.
And then
He doesn't die till the stake, right?
doesn't die until he's staked through the heart, and then he literally goos out.
This is another scene where, look, I almost want to fucking passion bump the ooze.
Ooh.
That's how much I love this. Like, the melting effects. It's so good.
When
I
was the
like
last-
rock solid while watching these melting effects.
Oh,
You ever just like melt?
Yeah. I love it.
Do you know something weird too about this movie? Because he obviously turns Amy into a vampire.
Yes.
She has longer hair as a vampire,
it's
right?
I also noticed that.
Yeah, it's a different color as well.
Yeah. I don't know. That I can't explain.
Just a
like-
turn fact. Because then it go when she gets returned
It's
back.
back to the short hair. Can't
Yeah.
explain it.
This went over my head. What is the symbolism of the clocks? Does that have to do with vampires?
Oh, no. It's just so he knows the sun's about to come up
Why does he need that many clocks?
in
though?
case one breaks.
He's like 14,000 clocks in his
Yes,
house.
because if they're all going off at once, he knows to get to his coffin. That's the whole point of that.
Yeah, you are. I think the reason why he has so many, and I could be really wrong with this, but I think he's been doing this for such a long time. I think he's just like,
It's a hobby. He collects clocks.
because like you think about, it, he always has to track his time, and he's probably went house to house to house, and obviously they're old as shit. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's been alive forever.
I
probably.
did notice that there is like a disparity between the new clocks, old
Yeah.
clocks.
He's got like a bunch of antiquities in his house, so I just think it's just stuff he's collected over time,
Yeah.
and is hoarded.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. All
I
right.
mean, I really don't have any other explanation.
No,
that's the
I like
purpose.
it.
That's the function of the clock. There's no other reason for it.
But wouldn't his like caretaker just tell him, "Hey, you got to go to the big"?
No, but
sleep"?
what if his caretaker's at ShopRite?
Okay.
Or like what if his caretaker was like sitting in line at like a GameStop to like get like the newest hot release at midnight, and he's not around. So like you need
So
the clock.
he needs the 57 clocks.
Yeah, exactly. You see, you got it now.
Which is also, ironically, the title of my 57th book, 57 Clocks.
That's a good one too.
Isn't that a Coldplay song?
No, that's just clocks. Yeah.
No, it was 57 clocks.
Do you ever think Chris Martin just like woke up one day, he's like, damn, I really want to be like Radiohead?
Probably.
And he just failed miserably at it.
To be fair, Coldplay's really
No,
good.
it's
Like old
good.
I
Good
think
band.
Coldplay before Paradise was really good.
So you're saying that dog shit song killed their career?
Dude, how like fucking bad was that
It's
song?
an awful song.
Paradise,
And then like
para.
Imagine Dragons tried doing it later with fucking Thunder. They just say Thunder.
Thunder, I feel the thunder. Imagine Dragons, their first album is a fucking
It's banger.
heater.
It's so
heater.
good.
Heater.
Yeah, it really is a phenomenal album.
Like, it's so crazy what happened to that band. But we're not here talking about that. Let's talk about the end of this movie. So they go down to the basement. He's obviously in the coffin. They're going to do the stake through the heart, which, why does the stake through the heart not work?
For Dandrige,
Yeah.
I don't think they get it all the way
in?
through. Yeah,
Okay.
Because for all the other people you see that go like all the way through, I don't think they actually pierce it all the way
Okay,
through.
then I will buy that because he gets out of the coffin. They have the big fight. It looks like Dandrige is actually going to win until they realize they can knock out the windows.
Yeah, and that's Charlie's cue. He like literally knocks out all the windows, and he's in like full vampire mode.
Yes.
Like he's got the look, the practical effects, and the makeup of the vampire, and he's literally just getting wrecked by the light that's coming through.
Yep, and they just knock out all the windows, and the sunlight eventually defeats Dandrige.
Yep.
Or so we think.
I mean, I think. You don't think so?
Well, the end of the movie.
I thought that was whatchamacallit.
What do you mean?
I thought that was Evil Ed.
Oh, that is who that's supposed
Yeah,
to be,
it's
right?
Evil Ed. That Evil Ed is still alive.
You're right.
Which is
Okay.
even crazier because that boy was stuck crazy through the heart.
Yes. You're right. It because they do the laugh at the end, right?
He does the famous line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. So
I
it's
can't do it anymore. I've done it too many times this episode. It's just such a ridiculous line.
let's do here. I'll wrap it up and then we'll end it with the line.
No.
So
Brian's going to lose his
Dandrige
voice.
is defeated.
I can't do it. I'm
Everything looks like it's good. They go back to the next week, I would assume, or maybe the next day. Who knows? Charlie and Amy they're making out in the bed. This is the time he's finally going to penetrate. But he looks over.
He sees like red eyes.
Yeah, and he hears what noise?
You're so cool, Brewster.
And Charlie finally ignores it. Finally gets full penetration, and the movie ends. I'm assuming he got full pen.
Yeah, we
it
actually-
wasn't shown.
He's in.
Is this
But he is
rated?
in.
This is rated R? I feel like it has to be.
Yeah, I would assume it has to be as well.
Brewster.
It is rated R.
Yeah. So the movie ends with full penetration. And that is Fright Night. That is the end of Retro Reel.
Oh man.
And what a fucking way to end it. I'm giving this movie the fucking strongest 8 out of 10. I love this movie. I love it. Between Dandrige being absolutely a fantastic evil vampire villain, to Billy being the awesome dweeb servant of the vampire, to Charlie being a very good protagonist to the story, to Amy being a very good damsel in distress, to Price being an incredible side character that comes in to help. Evil Ed actually knocks a point off of this movie to make it an 8.
Sick bastard.
But like, no joke, this movie is, I love this movie. Like, it is such a good way to end. Like, I could watch this movie over and over again. It's a fun movie. It's a good horror movie because like you have all this funny side stuff happening, but you have a villain that is nothing but serious vampiring, and I like really like that about this movie. If you like 80s just fucking music and like sounds, this has all of that. Just the fucking, like you said, the guitar riffs and like the fucking bongos or whatever the fuck drum they're using. It's glorious 80s. Strong 8.
This movie is great. It really is. I'm actually gonna go a kick above. I'm gonna give it a 9.
See, I couldn't do it because of Evil Ed.
Yeah, see, I think this movie is
I literally couldn't do it because of Evil Ed.
I think this movie is so good and strong that it survives
Evil?
a pretty awful character.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie is essentially almost perfect.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Outside of Double E, there's really I can't.
It's like E squared.
There's essentially nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
The antagonist is perfect. Dude, if again, like Shane said, if you like remotely anything to do with the 80s, you should watch this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie, my best thing about this movie is it, from the jump, it kicks in and it never stops.
Mm-hmm.
This movie goes right into it, the first scene with the coffin, and it never stops. No, at no point is there like
A dull moment.
yeah, there's just like no, it's just like go, go, go. This movie's entertaining from start to finish. Yeah, this movie's fucking great. Really, really great. 9.
I mean, this movie also is like a really strong 8, but like for what you said is so true. Like a movie like this, because of the element and like the goofiness, you think that like the antagonist would stick around and toy with the protagonist. Absolutely not. Like every single moment that he's out of the coffin, he's looking to murder him.
He's a perfect
like,
villain.
There's no downtime for him trying to like toy. It's complete and total. I need to kill Charlie Brewster because he's spotted me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I appreciate. Like this movie didn't waste time. It used the hour and 45 minutes to really like completely go down every single possible route to make sure each character filled their like journey.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, even Evil Ed, you hate him, but he serves a big purpose in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Like he has his own character arc to kind of like I don't want to be made fun of anymore. I don't want to be bullied. I want to live forever and be a badass vampire. Because he is obviously incredibly annoying throughout the film. But yeah, I really like this movie too. And I think that the strong performances is obviously Chris Sarandon as Dandrige. Billy Cole is great as the caretaker. Like the antagonists are phenomenal. And also like Peter Vincent, the side characters are good. The main characters like Amy and Charlie, they're just good enough to not have to do so much, if that makes sense. Like all they got to do is play their parts and let the antagonist just shine, and it just really works. And I really enjoyed that. I think the music was good. I think that the atmosphere, the tone, and the acting are just, they're great. You know, I also really enjoyed this movie as well as you guys. Like it's just a fun watch with a ton of replayability.
Essentially, the movie's one giant like standout scene. Like, you know how movies have standout scenes?
Yeah.
This movie is that over and over and over again.
Right, because like every scene is impactful to the story.
And there's some like really fucking great scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
Matthew?
Yes, Mike.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Slap a number?
8.
Fucking
8.
gay, dude.
So we're going 8, 8, 8, 9.
You like this movie, Matt?
I did. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For all the same reasons. So, not gonna update it.
Dude, and like someone said, the replay, like the rewatchability
That was me,
is fucking high.
As long as I'm not rewatching it on Pluto TV.
That's true. If you're watching this or gonna watch this,
Rent it.
Find another platform.
Yeah, because we did the thing where like, oh, it's free on Pluto TV. There's a reason that app has a 2.4 star rating out of 5. It's fucking atrocious, and I highly recommend you spend the money on Amazon. Give your money to Jeff Bezos to watch this movie.
He needs the money.
Because I'd rather support Jeff Bezos than ever watch this for free again on Pluto TV.
Is it really a 2.44 on what? Like on the Apples?
Like when I went on, so I have a Vizio, and their app store, it had a 2.4 Pluto TV. It's that bad.
It's just there's a lot of ads.
It's an absurd amount of ads, and it's at inconvenient times.
Like even their search engine sucks ass.
Yeah, I normally don't criticize
true.
free apps, but I think I'm so spoiled by Tubi. Like Tubi is perfect.
Yeah.
I would not change a thing about Tubi. Pluto TV is such a significant downgrade.
So think about it. This movie is an hour 40.
We watched this movie for like 2 hours
It
because
turns it into a 2-hour movie.
yeah, and that's a testament to this movie because I still fucking loved this movie.
Yeah.
And I had to watch it on Pluto.
It's just a really fun time.
Yep.
When you watch Fright Night, it's a really fun time. And like we will like down the road, probably not anytime remotely soon, watch the remake. The remakes, from what I remember, was also pretty fun. Like it was a solid remake.
Unless we do a remake month.
We could do a remake month. That'll be fun.
Even though some movies we've reviewed the remake and not the original.
That is true.
I'm looking at you, Wicker Man.
I was thinking the same thing. Like
Okay, so let's do a little necro talk. I don't even have to think about it. Billy, the caretaker.
oh yeah, that was
Oh,
was nuts.
you're a big fan of the goo.
I love the goo.
yeah, no, it's got to be him.
He's also a great character, so I don't feel bad.
Fantastic character.
His sarcasm is just fantastic.
Well, actually, like, probably my favorite character in the movie.
He's so fucking we ain't like really touch on Billy in the scene with the police officer, but the shit he says to the police officer during that, it's like, why would we have a body in the
Yeah.
backyard?
and he's behind the police officer, so he's just like fucking around.
Yeah,
with-
Such like a dweeby little troll.
It's so good.
and you know what the greatest part about it is, like, that's all you think he is until you realize, like,
He's a daywalker.
Holy shit, he is something else entirely. Matt, can you actually look up Billy Cole's, like, what is he in this movie? I'm going daywalker, but like, I really would love to know, because if he's a daywalker, that actually makes him like maybe not as old. Because some lore, the older you are as a vampire, like the more wise and stronger you are, it makes you like the master vampire. But like daywalker makes you stronger as a vampire.
100%. Because you have 24 hours to do whatever you want.
Yeah. Obviously, besides the time that you sleep. So I'm assuming he's sleeping when Dandrige is awake.
Yes.
Is a golem.
The fuck?
What's a golem?
A golem is like isn't it like
that a Pokemon?
a giant monster?
A creature of vampire lore that acts as a thrall or familiar for Jerry Dandrige. According to the director
familiar.
Tom Holland, Billy Cole is a golem that Dandrige creates by feeding him blood. He essentially is Dandrige's servant and part of the undead raised from the dead to serve as a minion.
Wow, that's super fascinating.
That's actually makes the character even more interesting.
Yeah, so he's like a conjured familiar from
Yeah.
Dandrige. Like he's like a legitimate. So usually when you hear the word, have you ever seen the movie Oddity? It just came out.
No, I haven't.
On Shudder. Like, I always thought of Gollum as like just like this. It's like a created monster.
Mm-hmm.
So like to use the words Gollum, like he doesn't remind me of a Gollum. He's not like but like he is like a familiar. Makes sense. Like he's a created thing to serve him.
You know, it's fucking hilarious. Season 1 of The Sopranos, Tony's like, he's shaking this guy down.
Mm-hmm.
The guy calls Tony a golem, and Tony's exact reaction is, "What the fuck is a golem?"
What the fuck you just say? What the fuck you just say?
And then he goes to his therapist, and then tells her somebody called him a golem.
I have to watch that fucking show. Well, thank you for looking that up, Matt. So are we going with Billy for the...
Yeah, I think we have to.
Okay. His last name is Cole?
Correct.
Billy Cole.
Billy Cole. You were the perfect golem, familiar, daywalker. You were a great servant to Dandrige. You got the prostitutes in. I'm sure you were making the calls for him while he slept. You got the police off their tail. You were also so good at sarcasm. the best I've ever seen. Honestly, the best. I loved it. You played the perfect, like, minion role. Probably one of the best we've seen in a while in terms of an actual minion. And, I mean, we need that in the Necronomicon, right? We need a servant. So welcome, Billy. You deserve it. You deserve your place in history.
I was thinking to myself too, like how do they support this enterprise? Because they can't stay in one location forever, right? Because they're just killing the entire town.
Yeah.
So they move from place to place to place. But how do they have all this money to do that? And then I realized, what do they have in spades that they can sell to continue doing what they're doing?
Clocks.
They're in the clock business.
Oh,
we should
my-
get in the clock business.
I've been
Matt,
saying
you
it
want
for
in the
years.
Clock business?
I'm totally in on the clock.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it. We're selling clocks. But first, retro reel is over. So we're going to do what we like to call a his and her month. So one person's going to pick one movie, another person's going to pick another movie. You know,
His and hers.
Exactly.
Sounds like me and Caitlin on our movie nights.
That's where I got it from. 100% stole that from your relationship. But that's what we're doing here. So I'm his and her. We got his and her. So all four of us have picked a movie. And who else would we start with other than the man
Cannibal
himself,
Gypsy.
the Cannibal Gypsy? And of course, you know he's picking Pie Wacken. So we are the final podcast signing off, and we will see you next week where we figure out what the fuck a Pie Wacken even is.
Oh my. You ever just wonder, like, how the fuck did we get here? Why are we here? And how did we get to this place?
That's what I'm thinking right about now.
Please tune in to the final podcast. We have new episodes, new horror movie reviews every single Monday. You can watch the actual videos on YouTube. Please subscribe, or if you just want to listen, we're on all of the podcast platforms you probably already listen to: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And we'll see you next week.
You golems.
Jesus